group right now, but hopefully we are going to have a great day today. So I'm Dion Bauer. I'm the membership director here at the New Mexico Restaurant Association. We wanted to give you guys a nice overview of technology and how it can help you. So we went straight to the experts, and we have a great panel here of different vendors who provide technology solutions. Wanted to kind of show you a little bit about what the Restaurant Association has for you in the background for that as well. And we are always open to input. So if you come across a great article or you come across some information about technology in your restaurant, how it streamlined your operations, please share with us because we'd really love to do that. Our fearless leader, Carol, is out of town today, unfortunately, so she has asked me to go ahead and facilitate this for us today. And we will go ahead and get started. Okay, it looks like the waiting room is filling in too. So as you guys come in, you'll notice the little disclaimer that you are being recorded. This is so that we can have everything available for our folks after. If I could get other folks to mute, we don't mind if your video is on, but we're going to have a roundtable discussion today. First, let me show you a little bit about our website and our technology side of things and how you can find that information. You can always find us at nmrestaurants.org. Our first opening page here is going to have what we're featuring this week, and obviously it's this webinar today. But we do have a really great resources page for hospitality tech. So if you go to your resources section, go on down to hospitality tech. And there's some things that I want you to make sure that you are aware of here. We just want to make sure that you're aware of all of the emerging trends. We want the latest in tech news for you, and we would really, again, love for you to share that with us as well. So, and what I'd like to try to go ahead and do is, oops, sorry. So our website includes the Technology Landscape Report from NRA, and that's the National Restaurant Association. All of our restaurant members of NMRA also get a restaurant membership with NRA, with the National Association, and all of the same resources that they provide as well. You're also going to see different vendors featured here and different articles in different sections. So we cover things like digital marketing, loyalty programs, backup house operations, automation, point of sale systems, workforce management. We do have a section on AI. So if you all have a vendor that you think might be able to be good for this section, we'd love to hear from them as well. Sales and labor forecasting. And then we do have some off-premise sales folks who use delivery services and the technology that goes with that. So I just wanted to make sure you all were really comfortable with that. We're going to touch on another section of our website later when we get to our training module, and we can show off all of that. So let's go ahead and jump right into our presentation. Excuse me for this. Let's see. There we go. There we go. All set. So today we're going to talk about hospitality and technology and how to streamline your operations. Luckily, I won't be doing all of the talking. Our experts will be. So just a few of our housekeeping items for the day. Go ahead and use the chat box to ask questions. Lawrence, our communication director, is going to monitor that chat box. He will jump in during the different sections if we can handle the questions and if we're on time. And if not, we can go ahead and save those for the end. The presentation is being recorded. We will also send a copy of this to all of the registrants along with the slide deck. So you will be getting a lot of contact information for our experts today. Don't feel like you have to write it all down. You'll be able to access that through our members only portal, along with a video of today's presentation. And we're looking forward to a great discussion. We're going to be quite informal today. Some of our vendors that we're working with have some slides to show, some have PDFs to share. We're just going to kind of wing it and have a nice day talking to each other. So I have arranged all of you experts in alphabetical order. That was the fairest way that I could think of. So we are going to start and introduce in Chris Patterson. So Chris is with the Buyer's Edge platform. That is going to be one of our newer employee benefits as well. They're brand new with us, so I'm going to let Chris take over here. And Chris, you can go ahead and share your screen if you'd like.
Okay. Really excited to be here, and we're really excited about the partnership that's coming up because we're a tech company, but we aggregate information on restaurants' behalfs to get rebates from the manufacturers direct to the restaurant operator. And it's not going to cost you guys anything. It's really easy to use. A lot of really cool features, but we'll learn that as we grow here. But make sure I'm sharing, just so you know. Can we see the screen?
We can.
Yay, okay. So Dining Alliance is the restaurant side of this wing. Buyer's Edge is the parent company. We process a lot of transactions. And basically this is getting the data from is it free? It is free. But what you're doing is you're actually selling your data to the manufacturers that is normally reserved. They don't get information on where the products are going, so they like to know if it's really important to know, say for your restaurants, who's not buying your products. That's every bit as important as who is buying your products. But it's 70 billion worth of transactions, and so there's actually buying power that goes into that Buyer's Edge then uses to negotiate some rebate deals back to the manufacturers. So that's really what you get paid for, is for the data of what you're selling and how it works. Has a lot of savings opportunities even beyond that. And then also some really cutting edge technology, which is kind of dovetails perfectly right into what we're having a conversation about today. I'm going to stop sharing now and just go back to conversation piece. Do we stop properly? I can't see from my end. Okay. What I want to talk about for restaurant operators, and in my other world, I also have a restaurant consulting company, and we talk about what's really important, and I like going to the basics. The basics are costed recipes, posted schedules that make sense, and getting the most out of your purchasing. So the first piece for me is there are lots of cool technology pieces out there to cost recipes on a regular basis, and a lot of us do it. Sometimes it's even just Excel, but there's some good software and technology for that now. And what we need to do with that information then is make sure you run it up against your product mix of the restaurant. Because when you have good cost of recipes, but you're not looking at it in terms of what you're selling to highest velocity, your food costs can dramatically change based on what you're selling and how you're selling it. So if we set a goal of a 33% food cost, but your top 20 items are all over 30%, 33%, you're never going to hit that goal. So you have to understand what your customers are buying, and that gives you the good knowledge on how your product or how your food cost is really running. The other thing is schedule posting, and I saw that you have a schedule posting partner in the NMRA, which is a very good thing, because if you're not posting a good costed schedule, if you're posting a 40% labor cost, I can guarantee you're not going to hit a 40% labor cost. You're going to be over that, because labor cost always has the creeps. The thing is to start off with a good plan when you post a schedule. And if we're not doing that, then your restaurant is already behind the 8 ball. So I'm sure somebody might talk about that a little bit later on as far as tech goes, but that to me is a critical piece. And then just in the last little piece is review your purchased items. Your top 10 purchases, and then you can go back and work with your distributor, your suppliers, and say, am I getting the best deal, or is this the right product if it's a top 10 item? And all of those things are things that Buyer's Edge can help with, certainly. But the number 3 item, working with Buyer's Edge, when you get your rebates, you will actually have eyes on that on your own individualized dashboard on that. So those are my tech pieces right now. Right now we're dotting the I's and crossing the T's with New Mexico, and we'll have more information on how to access or how to engage with Dining Alliance and Buyer's Edge for all of the members here very soon. So keep your eyes open, and they'll be sending some information out, and we'll be happy to jump in and help everybody out on that. That's my piece, Dion. Want to keep it short, right?
Great, thank you. Thanks for
Yeah.
keeping it in line with our format here. I asked each of them to give us some tips. Are there any quick questions for Chris? Okay, I don't think we have any right now.
That's okay.
However, we are going to open this up for Q&A at the end if we have time. So y'all can jot your questions down in the chat as they come up so that you don't forget them. So our next speaker we're going to talk with is Cash Register Systems. Yes, Cash Register Systems. So we have with us, we have Dimitri and Kyle. They are on screen here. So once they start talking, I will go away. And you can see Dimitri and Kyle give us some tips that have worked for them, that have worked for their customers. And then they'll give a little bit of a 2-minute, we call it a tech talk instead of a TED talk here. And they can give you some guidelines on what cash register systems might be able to do to help you with your tech. So Dimitri and Kyle, you still there with us?
Yes, you are. Thank you so much. I just didn't want to start talking over the end of your sentence. So I'm Kyle. This is Dimitri. He's my right hand. I felt the need to include him because if you talk to one of us, chances are you're probably going to end up talking to the other one too. We are from Cash Register Systems. We're a local business here in Albuquerque that has been a point of sale dealership since 1975 and a payment acceptance provider since about 2005. So, we've been doing this for a little while now. The big things that I really like to talk to, especially, all the folks in the restaurant industry, is what I like to call the big three, which would be the automation, integrations, and transparency. Automations really is going to be about all the little things that you're having to take time out of your day for as a business owner or operator, somebody who's in charge of these things. Where are you spending this time? Is it hand typing off of your paper receipt report that comes out of the register into your Excel sheet and then transferring it into, your bookkeeping software from there? Or do you have an effective setup that can, minimize the amount of labor and just connect your point of sales reports into your accounting software and you don't have to do it? There's a lot of time to be saved there. The other thing is integration. And integration is very similar to automation, but I'm talking about if you have something like our point of sale, a bookkeeping app, Chris Patterson's product that he was talking about, which is really cool, by the way. Every independent system that you have that you're manually entering information into that is creating room for human error. If you can get those things to talk directly to each other, instead of ringing up the order on your register and then walking over to the card reader and typing that total in, we just hit charge on the screen and the card reader knows the total. That removes that step there, and it removes the opportunity for the employee to accidentally overcharge by 10 cents because they're trying to be quick and it's busy. Transparency is the third big one I like to talk about. And all of your service providers, you should never really, I don't think you should ever be getting a statement or a bill or any type of, financial material from any of your vendors that is hard to understand. That's one of those big things we really try to push for is if you're doing business with us, you know exactly where every penny of your money is going. And if it's unclear, just ask. That is hugely important is, it's your hard-earned money and you want to make sure that you know where it is going. I think that's all I got.
Okay, great. Any quick questions for Kyle or for Dimitri? Again, we're going to open this up at the end. So if you have general point of sale questions, you can throw those out at us and we're going to fight you for answers because we've got some great resources here today. So our next speaker is Heartland. We have Char Hidalgo here with us, and I'm sorry, and Antonio. And they're going to give us a little bit of insight onto their top tips for working with technology in your restaurant. I also want to give a little shout out to Heartland as well, a big one, for being one of our platinum sponsors. So they've been very generous with their sponsorship with us for years now. You'll see their advertising out and about with our newsletter and our website. And if any of the rest of you have questions about sponsorships, you can reach out to me later. But Char, let's go ahead and get you guys started. Is Antonio on as well?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. So I'm going to turn it on over to you all. And if you have anything that you need me to share, just let me know.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Antonio Londono. I'm the district manager for New Mexico, Arizona, and Nevada. Harlan, actually talking about transparency, I thank you for your kind words about the company. We're the one that created Durman Amendment. So what that means for the merchant is that you will see all the fees and your merchant statements, and always I'll never change the price. So that being said, we a software company that also do merchant services, POS, and payroll. It's big for us to have everything on one. So one, meaning when you get one of the POS assistants, you'll be able to control and to manage everything. Inventory, you'll be able to manage payroll, timing, timeout. You'll be able to create also the scheduling for your employees. It doesn't matter the size of your business. We also have dealers in town that we use to install large accounts. And this is very important for you guys because I mean you have to dedicate the time to your restaurant, and the more time that you dedicate to your restaurant is it's gonna grow your business, and we will take care of everything else, including your payroll. And this is key for a success and restaurant. I've been doing this for around 15-20 years, and I know all the in and out of the restaurant, how the restaurant need to function, how we can help it with software, we can help it with integrations. Yeah, we had several integrations, especially right now. Everything is about technology. We included right now working and come out with kiosks that people just go there and place the order. So your employee in the kitchen is just gonna get the receipt and go ahead and process that. So that helped everybody in the industry. Um, Char, do you have anything else to add? I don't know if you there.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm just cutting in and out. Sorry. No, I think you covered pretty much everything that we do. Our software is intuitive, cloud-based menus. We, like, Antonio said, we do integrate, or if I missed it, we do integrate with DoorDash and Uber Eats, Grubhub, and even your own internal delivery custom system if you want to do delivery on your own. So it really streamlines your business with the
Yeah,
technology.
something this big is the new kiosk. This I mean it's already out. We're putting 2 in Santa Fe next week to see how it goes, to make sure that when we start putting it all over Albuquerque or New Mexico, it's working properly.
Mhm.
Any questions?
So Char, I'm going to share that flyer that you sent me. Would you like me to do that? And you kind of explain the program to us?
That would be great.
Sure. Here we go. Are you seeing that flyer now? There we go.
No, there we go. Yes, so Heartland is offering a really great promotion from now until the end of the year. And if you sign up, you get 6 months free POS. So this is really great deal because, as we know, the holidays are usually the busiest season sometimes for restaurants, and that extra, little incentive of not having to pay the monthly fee for 6 months is great. So there's absolutely no fee, no cost for equipment or monthly fee for 6 months. So if you have any questions about that, I would like us to talk to you about it more, reach out to myself or Antonio, and we'll be glad to give you a demonstration.
Awesome. Good. Thank you so much. Anybody have
Thank
any
you.
quick questions? I know Antonio already asked, but if you're coming in and need us. All right. So let's go ahead and continue on. You should be able to see our next presenter, which is Pay Entry. We have Felicia with Pay Entry here today to talk with us, and I think Christina is on as well. So you all jump on in.
She
And
is. Christina, are you there? Because we're going to share a couple slides back and forth.
I am.
Kind of a
Yes.
duet sort of thing.
It says it's asked for permission.
Okay.
so I think if I stop sharing this contact screen, then you should be
Okay.
able to go. So
Okay.
let me go ahead and stop that. And you should be able to jump on in.
Okay, let me know if you can see our screen.
We can.
Oh, she's going to share it. Okay. Perfect.
All right.
Well, thanks you guys for allowing us to participate. This is really good opportunity for us to tell you a little bit about how our clients use technology. So I'll let Christina do this slide. She does it very well.
You're very sweet. So, oh gosh, I just realized my camera is also off. Not used to the Zoom, usually a Teams girl, but it's a pleasure to meet everyone. I know we just got off the heels of another payroll provider. There's a lot of us out there, right? We all typically start with the word pay, but we are Pay Entry. We started in 1994, and we got our start really in the licensing space. Now, just like you guys know, COVID really changed technology for a lot of businesses, and especially businesses in the restaurant industry, right? So as you guys are probably familiar with lots of payroll companies out there, we really wanted to bring some options to specifically this industry that were just very simple, predictable, and transparent. So we are a private company. We have everything in-house from IT to development to tax. We have one-to-one customer service, and of course, implementation, which is really incredible, and really just focus on what we do best, which is being not just that payroll provider, but a payroll partner. But I will turn it back over to Felicia to talk a little bit about the different pieces of technology that were really brought to the forefront during COVID that we know that restaurants need.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Christina. And as Christina said, during the advent of COVID, we saw a lot of our clients, and not just hospitality, but clients in general, embrace technology because of the things that were being thrown at them, like working remotely, being able to recruit people remotely and electronically instead of the traditional folders on your desk, being able to send that onboarding paperwork, if you will, to your remote hires. Doing things like taking advantage of WOTC tax credits. There are certain classifications of businesses that owners can get tax credits for. So we love to be able to help them save money where they can. Also, there are certain disruptions during a business where they might have fluctuations or seasonality in their payroll. And Pay Entry doesn't believe in penalizing those business owners when they have those fluctuations or holding them to minimums. The other thing that our clients are loving to see is having the ability to be able to get rid of paper. So when your employees are able to access the employee self-service app and get their pay stubs and their W-2s and not bug you every pay period for a pay stub, that's kind of a nice thing to have. Oh, did somebody have a question or?
I think
Okay.
so. Just
Sorry.
Oh, Felicia, I think you just muted yourself, or someone muted you.
Oh, someone muted me.
Go for it.
I was going to say, I think employers are always looking for ways in which they can have employee retention, and they have to look for creative ways in managing those employees. And we've seen things in the last couple of years like earned wage access. You'd be surprised how many employees just need a couple dollars. I think Christina and I found out, I think the top 2 requests in earned wage access was gas money and groceries. So having the ability of being able to access $50 or $100 from their paycheck is something that is seems to be a technology trend with us. And then I believe Dimitri, you were talking about general ledger, or not general ledger, integration into bookkeeping software. We have that ability too. So a lot of the technology that we're seeing with the restaurants, we've itemized here, and I won't go through all of them, but Christina, did you want to add to this some of the things we're seeing with our hospitality clients?
Yeah, for sure. And then really that leads perfectly into, regardless of what industry you're in, but specifically if you're in the restaurant industry, here's some great things to ask yourself, regardless of what payroll provider you're with. And this is really just to kind of get a temperature check for your technology, right? So when was the last time you evaluated your payroll expense? Are you being charged per active employee versus per paid employee? Do you have additional year-end fees that are outside of your payroll budget? Do your employees know how to access their year-end information, right? I know that in our industry, we kind of get a bad name for a la carte fees and, off, corrections and things like that. But really, it's just being proactive and making sure that your employees know where to find that information and getting it corrected prior to end of year. If you've received any new tax rate notices, have you evaluated your employee benefits, your retirement? Are you in a state or have employees in a state that require you to offer a retirement offering and or insurances, and really leading into that New Mexico paid sick leave, right? Are you tracking that? And do you have support or that quick response HR in order to be able to get those questions answered? So there's nothing more personal than payroll. So hopefully you can all take these back regardless of your business and be able to do that temperature check. But really, every year, definitely evaluate your technology, how you're interacting with your employees, as well as how you're submitting that information to the state, your taxes. All of it comes back to retaining your employees and being profitable at the end of the day. Felicia, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thanks. And then I know that we touched a little bit on this in the beginning, but some of the things that we're able to streamline for the business owner would be the applicant tracking, which flows into being able to onboard them, which flows into payroll, making it all seamless for the business owner. And, having the ability to be able to at your fingertips, being able to process payroll or grab a W-2 is just night and day for the employer. Things like,
Oops, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. And then we have some clients that need a little more hand-holding in terms of HR. We have that available. And a number of our packages include a little bit of HR. So yeah, if you have any questions, Christina and I are here to answer them for you. And thanks, Dion, for including us.
Thank you.
You are muted, Dion.
Well, I know there's a lot of my coworkers who wish they could do that on a regular basis, but I did it to myself this time. So we do have one more. Let's go ahead and, oh, I lost my slides here. Here we go. So our next speaker is kind of NMRA as well. So we have a program called Train 321. And I'm going to have Tom talk about it a little bit. And then in the background, Tom, I will go ahead and pull up that page on our website so that we can go over that as well.
Good.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tom Shook. I'm the Director of Education for the New Mexico Restaurant Association. I'm also the Executive Director of our foundation, the Hospitality Industry Education Foundation. But what Deanne has asked me to talk about today is what's called our Certified Employee Training Program. We've partnered with a company called Train 321, as Deanne mentioned, to do an online small module training program. And this is designed back in the old days when I first got in the business. All training was done either on the job or classroom or a combination of both. Now, with staffs being shorted and so forth, there isn't time, and that kind of old-time training is expensive too. So now, what we've got is a really great program. It's an online, a small module program that covers front of the house and back of the house training for restaurant employees. So some of the categories include, well, for front of the house, for instance, there's the list there, 101, front of the house 101, simple things like greeting guests, telephone etiquette, and so forth. Some of these are designed for brand new employees, brand new in the industry. Others are refresher courses for longtime employees, and there's also new things that they'll be learning. So we've got training for hosts, food runners, bussers, etc., in the front of the house. And all of these are small modules. They're 4 or 5 minute training sessions. So an employee could conceivably do this while they're on shift. They could come in early, 15 minutes before their shift, take a couple of courses or a couple of modules, and then work, and then maybe do a few afterwards. Then we have a list of back of the house modules as well for the prep cook, the line cook, expediters, etc. Again, these are 4 or 5 minute modules for those employees. And we also have safety, HR modules, and bar basics. I took one called, I don't know what it was called, but it was one towards the bottom there, the difference between the porter and the stout, which was an interesting, very quick 4 minute module. And every module has a quick exam at the end of it. So as an employee, you can learn a lot through these modules. And as an employer, the employers can train their especially inexperienced employees and get them up to speed. An employer is also has the ability to track the progress. They can assign modules to their employees. They can track the progress. They can offer them badges as they complete different modules or sections of the training. And so it makes it easier to train. And they can also add their own modules. A particular restaurant, if they have their own videos, we can work with Train 321 to add those to this training system. And so the employer can keep track of everything training-wise that their employees are doing, and make them better, more efficient, and better employees, of course, give them better service. So it's quite involved. It's inexpensive. If you have up to 50 employees, it's only $530 for a year. That's a year subscription. If you have 200 employees, it's only $745. If you compare that to hiring an actual trainer to train your employees, it's so much cheaper. Anyway, this is available now, and we work with Train 321 to get you up to speed and get you trained as an employer on this system so that you can get your employees trained as quickly as possible. And that's just the basics. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer those questions. Okay. Let me give you my phone number in case you have something comes up later on after we're done. My direct line is 505-494-5758. That's 494-5758 if you have any questions.
Thank you, Tom. Here I was worried that we would go over, and we are under time. So we definitely have time for Q&A. Also, I want to encourage any of you to also reach out to your purveyors and suppliers. They have a lot of ways and tips to automate some of your systems and streamline your processes as well. So make sure that you reach out to your sales folks, ask them what kind of trainings they have with regards to technology too. And here's the information on Tom. I know he gave you his direct line as well. And again, everybody's going to get the slides set as they go when we're done. Does anybody have any restaurateurs that are in the audience? Do they have any tips for us of things that are working for them or any particular tech challenges that they're having now? We might be able to offer some advice on how to solve those. I'm going to open it up and just let you unmute like crazy. And maybe we've got some questions.
If we're going in alphabetical order, I'll start.
Yay, Marina.
Hi, guys. So I am a restaurateur that's in the armpit of New Mexico. I'm in Sunland Park, New Mexico, and I don't mean that really so much against Sunland Park, other than we're so far out of anything that really everything that we are related to comes from El Paso, Texas. So I'm actually, we've been in business 26 years. We used Aloha for all of those years and felt like it's just time to get into a new product. I will not mention what we jumped into, and it's been horrible for an entire year. We have struggled. I don't know what going back to Aloha even means. That's the cash register systems guys that spoke. Heartland was my merchant service for a million years through Aloha. But now with POS systems, you have to go with their system, right? So I had to leave Heartland begrudgingly, but I know they have a new POS system. And then there's Toast, which I looked into and don't know anything about. So my problem with this new POS system is that honestly, the most basic common sense stuff that Aloha used to do, this program doesn't do. And I don't know where to go anymore. I did not really talk to Heartland too much because we had kind of jumped in with this other company. But I think my issue is I don't know who's servicing down here in Sunland Park. Like I said, the people I talk to are in El Paso. My technicians that help me are at an 800 number. And so I don't know, like Heartland, for example, how many people in the area, even if it's not New Mexico, but El Paso, how many people are using your system? Are the Heartland people
So-
still there? There's
Yeah, I'm
the,
here.
Marina, if
Yeah.
sorry, I was gonna say, it sounds like one of the biggest things that you're struggling with is, support on the implementation and thereafter. So whether it's us or Heartland or, anybody else here in the state, look for somebody who can get you on-site service. I think will be ultimately what makes the difference for you, to have a physical body in your store who can help you out.
so, but would that exist? Let's say I'm whatever, Heartland or you guys, let's say I'm telling you, Kyle, I'm jumping back on board with Aloha. I'm assuming that's who you support, right? Even cash register systems? Or you moved on to Spot On, or you?
No, so I have 9 different point of sales that we
Oh.
sell and support now. So
Okay.
part of what we do is we kind of just look at your business and not one shoe doesn't fit all. So we try to figure out what's best for you, what's most cost effective and has all the features you need and go from there. We do on-site service for the entire state. I don't know about everybody else, but I know Heartland did mention that they do have offices here, at least in Albuquerque. So I know they have some boots on the ground here. They
Right.
might be able to help in that regard as well.
I mean, I'm even farther than Las Cruces. That's what I'm saying. I don't have anybody to say, I know in El Paso, there's who people are using. Aloha, of course, is like the most popular still, but there's new systems in town and I haven't talked to anybody in New Mexico about now revisiting what they could offer.
We're
Well,
going to have Antonio jump in. I know he was trying to before. Are you still there, Antonio?
Yeah, I'm here. I just don't know how to put my camera back on.
That's okay.
We
Like I
saw
said,
you,
we're
Antonio.
informal today.
I'm trying. I mean, believe me, I don't know. I was driving, so I just got home. Yeah, I mean, we have services all over the state. We're nationwide company. We're part of Global Payments, so we have people all over the world. We have in Mexico, we have everywhere. But in your specific case, because you're the one that need the service at this time, usually I have two people here in New Mexico that they travel all over the state. I have one that goes to Texas, to El Paso, and another person that go all the way to Arizona when we need to service the businesses. And the way that we work to implement the POS system, we're gonna go ahead and have 2, 3, 4, 5 different calls to make sure your menu is the way that you want it. We want to make sure that it's perfect for you, right? Because we have different ways that we can customize the menu for you. If you were using in the past, what is it called? Aloha. Aloha is a great system, right? But it's updated and all that stuff. We're able to integrate with Aloha, but our new system is able to integrate with delivery system. We do so many stuff, and we ensure that we send you somebody to you. We have local dealers. We have dealers here in New Mexico. We have dealers in El Paso. We have dealers all over the nation that if one of the reps can go see you, we send you an actual dealer that can go ahead and install the POS for us. So we have the resources to make sure that you get served, that your service is met, that we don't leave you and behind and we don't want to answer the phone. It's 24/7. And even if I have to go myself to help you, I will. Because that's what I do all the time. I mean, before I work for these companies, I used to drive all over New Mexico helping my customers. And I'm willing to do that. And I know Charlene will be willing to go there and help you with that. So if you need any help, just let us know. We see what type of the restaurant that you own, and what is the actual problem that you have?
How much time do you have? It's been a year of there's 7 outstanding issues, and I compare it to Aloha. I say, if this product that's been around for so many years could do these basic common sense things, and you have the most modern, supposedly, technology, and you can't even do the basic things that I was used to, I would complain about Aloha because I was using it for 20 years, and I'm like, oh, there has to be other stuff out there. Once I left it, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying it, but I miss Aloha because it was just very common sense stuff. I do remember having reached out to Harlan, but like I said, I was already talking to this other company. My issue is I'm a mom and pop restaurant that is really complex. It's a property, it's spread out spaces, they're old buildings. I mean, now that we've had to implement new stuff with all the new equipment, I mean, I could sit and tell you all the problems I'm having, but I think the basic stuff is the program they have is not a common sense restaurant tour program.
It doesn't flow with the order. For example, right, when you put something in the menu, it doesn't take you to the modifier. It doesn't take you to. You have to search for everything.
It's awful. It's not easy. Like I said, Aloha, my God, was so much easier. Was so much again, just user friendly. We joked like a trained monkey can use Aloha, and that was what it's. I'm not calling my people trained monkeys, but that's what we joke about. Now I'm like, I'm pretty smart. I don't even bother to try to learn my new system because it makes no sense. So
what we can do for you is connect you, Marina. I will email you after with this contact information and send you the slide deck so that you'll have contacts for all of the folks that we've talked with today.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. I think, again, just to reach out and understand, because if there are people that understand Aloha, and then Heartland, again, I know they understand Aloha because they were the processor for Aloha for so many years.
Yeah.
But it is getting from the basic of, yeah, we can do better than that, or no, we can't do better than that. So.
And just to remind you guys, that is what we're here for. Sorry, my phone is ringing because somebody's calling to ask me a question, and you can call anytime to ask me a question too. For instance, I got an email today from one of our restaurateurs whose shake machine had gone kaput and she needed emergency repairs, and who should she call? So I was able to give her some resources right away. So when you are in that panic state, I mean, I know restaurateurs never get in a panic state, but if you do, then give us a call and we can point you in the right direction, whether it's vendors or education or payroll questions. And if we don't know the answer, we'll reach out to our experts and find an answer for you. So I appreciate your input, Marina. Is there anyone else who has any questions or anything to share? No? Awesome. Well, I really appreciate all of you coming today. I appreciate our vendors coming in to give us some of their expertise. And if any of you have any feedback on how this went, or you have any questions, feel free to reach out directly to me. And perhaps we can start some more of these kinds of roundtables with different things about operations, food safety, and get those experts in as well. We really appreciate your time, and it looks like we are a little bit early, so I'm going to release everybody early. But thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.